Today I finished putting the icicle lights and all the C9s on the roof. So that is all taken care of. The next thing to do is to plug them in. And in order to do that, I have to figure out how much power each drop is going to require and then route the cords around the house accordingly. So first we're going to check a string of icicles and a string of C9s to figure out how much power it draws. And we're going to check it in amps. So I have a box of the icicles here. These are the ones that I used. The Homax and Holiday 300 incandescent lights. This is a brand new string in the box. It's the same ones that I put up. So we'll just go ahead and plug this in here and see how much power it draws. It pulls 0.56 amps. So we're going to say it pulls 0.6 amps just to make the math a little easier. And now we'll get a string of C9s, which I believe should be 175 watts. That's if the bulbs are actually 7 watts. They used to be. I don't know if they still are. This stuff is always getting more chintzy and more chintzy every year. So let's see. You got a string here. Make sure all the bulbs are working. They're all working. Such beautiful lights. And these draw 1.48 amps. So we'll just say they draw 1.5 amps. And just for curiosity's sake, it is 175 watts right on the nose. So they are 7-watt bulbs. Okay, so now we know how much power each set consumes. So now we can draw a diagram. Actually, we have to draw multiple diagrams, but we'll draw one diagram of the top of the house, which will allow us to figure out how to plug this stuff in. So let's get started here and get the camera correct. So the house, we have icicle lights. This is the north side. We have icicle lights on the front of the house, and then we have the living room, which kind of goes back a little bit like this. So that's what the house looks like. Well, actually this is straight here, but whatever. So actually no, that doesn't work because it's wrong. You know what my own house look like. It's straight on the front, and it goes back, and it goes here, and then it comes back a little bit, and then it goes like this. That's what the house look like. Okay, this is the north side, this is the south side. So this is broken up into this is wrong too. I don't know what my own house looks like. Wait a minute. Okay, one more time. Wrong. Holy mackerel. This is ridiculous. Okay. So the living room does come forward a bit in the front, but not by much. And it goes back. And we'll say it comes in a little bit there, and then this is the rest of the house. Okay, that's good enough. This is the north side. This is the south side. There's a power drop here. We'll call this power drop 1. There's going to be a power drop here. This is power 2. And then there's a drop over here, which is power 3. And there's the light above the door here, which we'll use as power 4. This is our 2023 diagram. So, power 1 is going to have it's got 3 strings of icicles, and it has 2 C9s. So in terms of icicles, let's see here, it's 0.6. That will give us 1.8 amps for the icicles, and then plus 3 amps, so you get 4.8 amps. So we'll just call it 5. This is so P1 will end up being 5 amps. Okay, P2 has 1 string of C9s, 1, 2, and 3 icicles as well. And 1 C9. So that becomes the 1.8 plus 1.5, which will give us 3.3. So we'll just call that 3.5. So P2 will be 3.5. P3 only has 1 string of icicles on it. Which is annoying, and it's actually not a full string, it's only half a, like 3/4 of a string. So we're going to call P3, we'll call that 0.5 amps. And then P4 is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to have 6 icicles. Among other things too, but it has 6 icicles. So that's going to be 1.8 twice, which would be 3.6 amps. That's a sensitive circuit because that one has the pellet stove on it. So we're going to round up and call that 4 amps. So, oh man, 5, 4, 4, we have 13 amps total. For the roof lights. Not good, that's a lot of power. Alright, so now we know how much power they draw. The living room has 2 circuits. This will be the door here. There's an outlet here and an outlet here. This is 1 circuit, and then this is circuit A, and then we have the light here, which is part of circuit B. There's an outlet here, which is B. There's an outlet here, which is B, and then there's other ones here, but nothing goes into those as far as Christmas is concerned. So the pellet stove is a 3 amps, and I gotta check the audio equipment and see how much that draws. We'll call that another 2 amps. So we have potentially 5 amps plus the TV set, which we'll call that another 2 amps maybe. Oh, that's right, the TV should be on here. I gotta really measure it, but let's just say it's 3 amps. I don't know. Let's call it 3 amps, and then I have a lamp over here, but there's a fan that I run on top of the beams. That's 1 amp maybe, I don't know. So we have 3 amps, 4 amps, 5, 6, 7 from the stove, 8, 9, 10, 11 with the icicles, and then let's say the audio equipment will push us to 12 or 13. So we're done with circuit A. It's already full. Ugh. Plus that also has the street lights on the deck, plus the street light on the south side, plus right now it has the railing lights on it as well, so the railing lights have to come off. I've actually already tripped circuit B once so far. The railing lights are 3 strings of C9s, so that's 4.5 amps, so those can't go on circuit B. Circuit A has the computer desk and a couple lamps here. Honestly, maybe it's two, let's call it 3 amps on circuit A for the computer. So we could put 10 amps of the Christmas tree. The tree can have 10 amps into circuit A. But we need at least another 10, if not another full 15. Because last year I had it split between 2 outlets. No, I had it split between 3 outlets. So I'm going to have to pull power from... I can go in the kitchen and grab some power from the kitchen. But see, in the kitchen here, now we have circuit C in the kitchen. I have those vaporizers by the door, which I need. And those, I believe, are 5 amps together. So C already has 5 amps on it from the vaporizers, plus the lamps. So I'm gonna say we can only put about, oh, I don't know, maybe 7 amps into C, and that still might not be enough. So if we have to, we can run a cord all the way down here and push it, or drill a hole in the floor and put it down in the closet, and we'll get circuit D, which I can connect downstairs somewhere. I can plug it in the washing machine circuit, and then I can have 15, have a full 15 from that, because nothing else is plugged in down there. So we'll say 13 amps into D. Because in the kitchen I have 1 or 2 strings of C9s that are old with only 15 lights on them, so that's not too bad. And then the Christmas tree is LED, so it doesn't draw much power. So I'm not too concerned about that. There's a dedicated 20 on circuit E. There's a dedicated 20 right by the kitchen window, so we can use that to feed. Well, here's the problem. I have these bushes in the front. Those 2 bushes there take C9s, and because they've grown, probably going to be 5 strings on one of them, which is 6, 7.5, and then the other one might take 3, which would give us 4.5. So we need 12 amps for the front. So if we put 12 on there for the outside lights, and then we grab P2, which is 3.5, and P1, which is 5, that's probably too much. That's going to be running right on the edge. So P1 Might have to plug in the back somewhere in the back of the house. Yeah, we'll take P1 and stick it in the bedroom or something. P2 has got to go in circuit E. The distance is going to be restrictive. So we're going to take, so for P2, that's 3.5. 3.5 plus the 7.5 plus the 4.5. That would give us 15.5 amps. And then I have some mini lights that I put on these 3 bushes here. I can't imagine those would pull more than 5 amps. Those are probably, well, actually we can figure it out because the icicles are 300 lights a piece and it's only 0.6. So even if those are only going to take 1 string a piece, 1 string of 300, so it's going to be the 1.8. Which would bring us to 17.3, which is pretty much all that you can do. Even that's, I think that's over the theoretical, because you can only put 80% load theoretically. And we're there. So that's it for circuit E. So circuit E can take P2, it can take the 2 front C9s, and that's assuming we use 8 strings, and the 3 front mini 300, and that would be a total of 17.3 amps. And then, so P2, no, that's P2. So P3 and P1 can go in the back, give us 5.5 amps. I'll plug it in the bedroom because, so we'll feed in P1 and P3 into the bedroom. I'll call this circuit F. That will take P3 and P1, which will give us a total of 5.5 amps. However, I can also plug in there the lights on the fence, and that might be another, there'll probably be 3 strings of 300, so that's another 1.8. And then we'll do fence, which will be mini 300 times 3, which gives us another 1.8. So we have 5 plus 0.5 and 1.8. Which is 7.3 amps. That's fine. I don't know what I'm going to put in the bedroom. Probably nothing too crazy, but there's some leeway for that. So then we have to figure out... Oh, that's it. That covers all of it. Because then, because circuit B... Circuit B will take P4, which is the 4 amps, and that's it. I'm not going to put anything else into that because I can't. There's just nothing left. Because potentially you could have the Palo Stove is definitely going to be on. That's about 3. So you get 4 amps from P4 plus 3 is 7. And then you have, oh, the ceiling fans on that circuit too. So that becomes about 8, we'll just say. And then the music stuff might be 10, bring it to 10 or 11. That one fan is, it'd be an amp, so that brings it to 12. And that's it. That's all you can do on there. So P4 is only going to be handling 4 amps of Christmas stuff, just because that's all that's left. And then so that's all the icicles connected, and the C9 roof lights and the icicles are connected. That's how we'll do it. Okay, so that's complicated. It's excessively complicated, but I think that's what we'll have to do. Now it's not, we're not done, because there's other lights that go on the front. There's a string of C9s that goes on the railing and around the door, and there's some other lights I'll put in the front, plus some lights, all the outside lights that go over here. That needs another, well, I hate to say it, but those might end up being LED this year because there's not enough power. Well, we'll figure that out later on, but this at least covers the icicles, so now I can run those cords around the house and start using the icicles tomorrow.